In this service video, we're going to demonstrate how you properly set the thread eye and the thread arm that interact with holding the slack and threading the needle on the Campbell lock stitch machine. You can see here we've got a machine already set up. This guy with a hole in it, that is the thread eye, and this is the thread arm in the back. His job is to hold the slack back as the thread eye threads the needle so the needle can come down and make the stitch. These guys are set manually. There's manual timing on this, but it's fairly simple to do. First of all, you can set the height, the position of this bracket on the thread eye. You can use this screw here to loosen this thread eye and slide it back and forth. But you do most of your adjustment right here. You can loosen this, you can tilt this mechanism in and out to adjust the timing. If you want to turn the machine over, you can see what it's supposed to be doing is you're going to go ahead and it's pulling the slack back. The thread arm holds it, and then the thread eye carries it right up to the hook of that needle so that the needle can then grab that thread, go ahead and turn it on, and then pull it on down. So you want it to not hit the needle, but thread it reliably. And in the book, we kind of describe this process here with the thread eye and the thread arm, with the cross being the needle representing the needle. And they kind of describe the mechanism here. So this adjustment process is outlined here in the book. And so the easy one is to set the thread eye, and you just want to set that so it clears the needle grabs the thread, and it doesn't interfere or hit the needle or anything else. You also want to make sure it's not set too low, because that'll affect you when you sew in heavier materials. The thread arm, which is that guy right there, he needs to be holding the thread back, and so this is more of a timing function. So you want to show that. So he's going to come up and grab that thread, grab that loop, and hold it, and as your needle starts to descend, you'll watch that arm and it will start to release the thread.
The tension for here is here.
Yeah, also just keep in mind that slack is being held by this little tension spring on the top of the tube. That keeps that thread from going loose. But you can see as that thread arm is timed to just release that thread as the needle enters the material. Hold it too long, it'll pop the thread, strand the thread. If it releases too early, it can fall off the hook of the needle. So this is something you can just do visually, watch the action. Now, this device has an adjustment, an adjusting cam, so when you climb different layers, you can get into, it'll automatically adjust for the thickness. Now, this mechanism, there's a collar right on top of the foot. That collar has a little lobe that rides up against a cam. Go to the front of the machine. See if we can get a better view. Okay, so you can kind of see it's hiding back there. But his job on that this little cam device right there is to push off. Go ahead and turn it on over. And so that little cam lobe pushes that device back. So as the foot lifts, it will push more and more so that it will clear the foot. And you normally want to set that around 1/8 of an inch, the cam around 1/8 of an inch above the foot. You don't need to go much higher than that, you can go a little bit lower. But if it's set too low, when you get to heavier materials, the point of that thread arm could be hitting the side of the foot. So this will accommodate for the thickness changes. So that little guy is just to raise and lower as an automatic adjustment for that thread arm to prevent it from hitting and doing its job. And that would be the proper adjustment of the needle, I'm sorry, the thread eye and the thread arm.